want to make a quick video, a few minutes here, and I want to talk to the 40-something generation, people who are in their early 40s. And I want to say to this generation, I understand your pain. It's not fair to you. You are being given a bum deal in today's world. And I want to compare when I was 40, 19 years ago, to you being 40 years old today or 42 years old. I understand what you're going through, but I never had to go through it myself. Now, I want to tell you what life was like when I was 40 years old. And I just moved to the Oregon coast 20 years ago. I was 40 years old. Gasoline, I think, was like $1.25 a gallon. I could buy 3 full bags of groceries for $35. I could buy $500 cargo vans all day long. They were begging you to pay $500. I bought some of the vans for $400. Now, this was 20 years ago in 2002. Now, I'm comparing what life was like when I was 40 compared to what you're going through today at age 40 or 42 years old. I understand your pain. You're being given a bum deal. You're being asked to grow up. You're 42 years old. You're being asked to grow up really super fast right now. You're not allowed to do certain things that we did. When I was 40 years old, I was paying, now don't fall over when I say this. I hope you're sitting down. I was paying $360 a month in rent. $360 a month in 2002. I had a $500 van. I didn't put one dime into it. Tires, nothing. It lasted me 4 years, and then I sold it for $300. We were making, back then, we each had a job making $10 an hour, so we're bringing home over $600 a week. Do you know how much $600 a week was in 2002? It was a lot of money, especially when your rent was $360. My electric bill was $30 a month. I remember one month it was $24. I could buy 3 full bags of groceries, including meat and everything, for $35. Gas was $1.25 a gallon. Jobs were plenty. You got plenty of jobs now. But they demand today in 2022, company productivity has tripled. Not doubled, it has tripled. We only had to do about 1/3 of the work. There were 3 times the workers at the jobs. 20 years ago, healthcare was literally like $29 a month. And you think I'm joking? I'm not joking. A lot of companies threw it in for free because it was so inexpensive. You could get a fishing license for a whole year 20 years ago for $9.95. 20 years ago, there were no fees to get into any of the parks anywhere you went. Now, I'm not talking about state parks or national parks. I'm talking about your local fishing park. You didn't have to pay $5 to get in. 20 years ago, taxes were low. 20 years ago, the country didn't have all these created problems. We've created, as a society, all these problems in the last 20 years. We've created every single problem that we have today, or 90% of the problems today did not exist 20 years ago. I could get in a $500 van and drive all the way down to the Redwoods in California and back 2 days and stay in a hotel for less than $150. You can't even get the hotel for that now. I remember 20 years ago, we drove 200 miles down to the Redwoods, and we were debating, should we stay in this fancy $49 a night hotel or go over to the $34 a night Motel 6? We stayed in the fancy one because everything was so cheap. So I just wanted to tell you, I'm not bragging. I'm telling you straight up, if you're 42 years old today, you're being given a bum deal. If you have to go to work at Walmart, you're going to be working. If you go to work at 7-Eleven, McDonald's, whatever, there's a line out the door, and you're one of the only 2 employees standing there. How do you think it's like at Walmart today in 2022 when they only open up 2 cashiers? Or you go to the Safeway, the Albertsons, the Fred Meyer, the Kroger, they only have 2 cash registers open and everything else is self-checkout. 20 years ago, on a slow day, they'd have 4 cash registers open, and they'd be standing there fighting over which one was going to, like, oh, let me ring you up, let me ring you up. Now, you, the customer, there is no such thing as customer service anymore. You, the customer, have to wait in line 15 minutes because there's only 2 cash registers open. When those people go to work today, those cashiers, God bless them. They must need the money. They're struggling. They're just barely surviving. They punch in and they run that register 8 hours straight. The stress level today is quadruple all across society compared to 20 years ago when I was 40 years old. So I feel your pain. I know what you're going through. So what's the solution? Well, I'm here to tell you there is no solution outside of Jesus Christ. You're not going to be able to do the things we did today. You're not going to be able to find cheap vehicles. You know, you could go down 20 years ago, I'm not making this up, buy a brand new car, didn't have 1 mile on it, a brand new 2002 car for $99 a month. You could get an economy car for $99 a month. You could get one of the best cars on the lot for $299 a month. You can't even get a buy here, pay here car in some junk lot for $299 a month today. 20 years ago, if you put your money in the bank, they paid you interest. Banks used to fight over your account. Even if you only had $100 in the bank, they would pay you 3 or 4% interest. Oh, I'm telling you, a pair of pants at Walmart 20 years ago was like $6.99. A pair of shoes were $9.99, $10. I'm telling you, I understand the pain you're going through today. But what are you going to do about it? It's not going to be fair to you Now, I'm just talking to my Christian friends here. It's not going to be fair to you from now until the rapture. You can't do the things we did because you're not going to be able to afford to live that way. You can't go out to pizza 3 times a week. No, that's like $100 a week today. Back then, we could go to pizza place, no coupon required. 20 years ago, the pizza was $5 on sale. Hey, what's your $5 large pizza sale? $5! And if you were real nice and knew the manager, say, could I have some free breadsticks? And they go, yeah, sure, I'll give you some free breadsticks. Wow! Everywhere you went 20 years ago, things were cheap. Do you know that the Dollar Trees, they weren't even really around 20 years ago because there was no need for them. Dollar Tree was invented out of the prices in society rising. And over the last 10 years, they quadrupled the stores, the amount of Dollar Trees and Dollar Generals and things like that across the United States. So I know you're being given a bum deal. If you're in your low 40s, my rent was $3.60 a month. I mean, $360 a month. Your rent today is going to be $1,000 a month for the same place. And what do you think your rent's going to be in 15 years from now? It's going to be $1,800 a month for the exact same place. Prices are never going to go down again. When the government says inflation is easing and going away, what they mean is it's not going up 8% a month. It's only going up 3% a month. 3% a month inflation is out of control. You're being asked as a 40-year-old today to be as mature as a 60-year-old Christian. You're being asked today as a 40-year-old, you got to grow up fast, and it's not fair to you. Because I understand, you went from 20 years old to 40 years old in the blink of an eye, and now you're being asked because the economy and the political problems in the world and the wars and the last days and the end times, you're being asked to all of a sudden be 10 times more mature than you were ready for. Now, you can still enjoy life as long as you don't attach that to money, because if you're making $18 an hour and you're bringing home $15 an hour, you're only bringing home $600 a week. That's $2,400, $2,500 a month. If you got 2 kids and a wife, you're not going to survive and do everything I did on $2,400 a month. I had $2,400 a month 20 years ago. And now your expenses are double and triple on some items for the same $2,400 a month. That's the way the world went. It's all in the Bible. The Bible said it was coming the whole time. Everybody's shocked when it actually does arrive. When bad times arrive. And it's not over. We got some really bad things coming in the next few years. You're being asked to give up your pizza, beer, drink, and movie, video game life to be very mature, very quickly, because you're only going to be able to live on the exact same amount of money that I did 24 years ago. And you're being asked to grow up right now, and it's not fair. I understand it's not fair, but if you want to survive, you got to quit living the high life